You set goals before. You've made plans. You've told yourself, this time, I'll follow through. And maybe you even started strong. But then, somewhere along the way, you ghosted it. Quietly. Silently. No dramatic goodbye, just distance. And maybe now, you're not even sure why. That's the strange part. You wanted it. You still do. But you didn't show up for it. And you're not alone. A lot of people don't quit their goals. They just slowly stop showing up for them. They disappear from their own progress. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to return after breaking their own promise. And that's where the real damage happens, not in the failure, but in the slow erosion of self-trust. See, every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, but you don't do it. Every time you say, just one day off, but it turns into weeks. Every time you avoid the goal you once committed to, you teach your brain a quiet lesson. I can't trust myself. And over time, that becomes heavier than the missed habit. It becomes personal. Now you don't just struggle with consistency, you struggle with belief. And here's what most people get wrong. They think they need more discipline, more motivation, more hustle. But what you really need is to repair the relationship you have with yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself to follow through, it won't matter how good the plan is. You'll always hesitate. You'll always expect yourself to flake, and that expectation becomes your identity. But here's the truth. You can fix this. Not by being perfect. Not by starting some all-or-nothing routine again. But by learning to keep small promises and honoring them like they matter. Because they do matter. When you say I'm going to write for 10 minutes today, and you actually do it, even if it's sloppy, your brain says, oh, maybe we're serious this time. When you say I'll walk for 15 minutes, and you follow through, your belief gets a tiny upgrade. Not because of the walk, but because you kept your word. And self-trust isn't built in big declarations. It's built in quiet repetitions, small actions. Done consistently, done even when you're tired, done especially when it's tempting to vanish again. And here's something powerful. You don't have to explain your past ghosting to anyone, not even to yourself. You don't need a dramatic comeback. You don't need to make up for lost time. You just need to return, quietly, today. Because the truth is, your goals are still waiting for you. They're not mad. They're not gone. They're just paused. And they'll welcome you back the moment you show up again. So if you've been ghosting your goals, don't overthink it. Don't wait for the mood. Don't punish yourself. Just pick the smallest possible action that moves you forward and do it. That's the start of rebuilding trust. That's the way back. That's how you stop ghosting your potential. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to stop disappearing on yourself. Start today. Start messy. Start small. But most importantly, start showing up again. Because the version of you who finishes, they're not more talented. They're not more motivated. They just came back one more time than they vanished. And so can you.